But the finding the gap is something that very few people say, because that's where we want to go with it. That's where we want to go with our niche. And yep, you guessed it, that's in the academy as well. But we really need to find that gap in the market so that we're sitting within that gap. It has to be a gap that's useful and that people need and want to see you, and not so rare and strange that you only have a very few takers worldwide or in your language speaking group. Mentoring with Geraldine is a bite-sized practitioner podcast for naturopaths, nutritionists, herbalists and practitioners, responding directly to the needs of the practicing natural therapist. With interviews, herbal discussions, something business, something clinical, you'll get the variety you need to enjoy and stay motivated in practice. So thanks for joining me today. Don't forget to rate, review and subscribe to the podcast for our episodes. If you'd like more support, get in contact, and I look forward to working with you soon. Hello everyone. Welcome to Mentoring with Geraldine and the Bite-Sized Podcast. How the devil are you? So guess what? Yes, I had COVID, and so my podcasts for a little while into the future are going to be quite short because I still have the COVID cough. And I'm sure you don't want to be listening to the COVID cough. I also have this lovely deep husky voice. It's just a shame that I don't need a husky voice for anything really. So what are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about finding the gap. Now, when we talk about finding the gap, if you've been to London, then you will have, of course, heard, mind the gap. And we do need to mind the gap and find the gap, because who are our people and where is that gap in the market? So understanding who our people are is really important. And in the academy, there is all of the work on finding your avatar, finding your right people, finding your niche. So it's all in there if you want to join the academy. But one thing about work on your niche and work on your avatar is actually the more people you do it with, the easier it is to understand what you're looking for and who your people are, because everyone describes the same thing, your avatar and your person, your people, your niche. We're all talking about the same thing, but we all describe it in different ways. We use different language, and making sure that you've done different work by different people. So if you've already done it, you've done your avatar and you've done your niche with someone and you've thought, yeah, this is pretty good, I'm okay with this, go do it with someone else. Do it with me or do it with somebody else, because you will find more, because that person that's teaching will teach in a different way. For example, I've been doing it for years, and then in the academy, there's a recording that I do with one of the mentors that I had. And he made the comment, you can have more than one avatar. You can have more than one ideal client. And that sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? But that actually blew me away at the time, because I hadn't thought to myself, well, what I was trying to do was cram all these people into one avatar. And yet the fact is, I see a lot of men in practice and they are not the same as the menopausal women I see or the mothers and children that I see. So when we think about who is my avatar, what is my niche, and where is the gap in the market that means that I have got something to offer. I'm not doing exactly the same as everyone else. Some things exactly the same, and the person will come to you because they gravitate to you. Menopause, for example, there's enough menopausal women in the world to definitely be spread around all the nutritionists, naturopaths, herbalists, massage therapists, everything else out there, because 50% of the world's population will go through menopause at some point in their lives. It might be early, it might be late, but if that's your area. Now, not everyone is going to have PCOS or endometriosis, not that entire 50%. So those are going to be smaller population groups, but then that's okay too, because they are going to gravitate to the person they feel aligns with them for whatever reason. There's going to be visual reasons, there's going to be verbal reasons, they're going to be listening to something that's going to make them gravitate to you, they're going to see your website, something on there will click with them. They might see a review on Google that totally just clicks for them, that says, hey, that's me. They've seen people like me before. We've got to find these places and spaces. We have to find these gaps and then work our magic and who we are into those gaps. And that's part of being with a mentor or a coach. That's part of figuring out who these people are. So, I've done Steph Taylor's work. She's got it all set out there. Who else have I done? Tammy Guest. I've did hers right at the beginning. Quentin Vettner, who the video that you watch, that there've been heaps of people that loads on Facebook. There've been heaps of people that I have done my avatar and my niche with. But the finding the gap is something that very few people say, because that's where we want to go with it. That's where we want to go with our niche. And yep, you guessed it, that's in the Academy as well. But we really need to find that gap in the market so that we're sitting within that gap. It has to be a gap that's useful and that people need and want to see you, and not so rare and strange that you only have a very few takers worldwide or in your language speaking group. So once we find ideal client, we can then start looking for the gap in the market. And once we start getting our clients in to our business, then they will start referring on, as long as we're remembering to ask them to do so. And they will receive something for doing so. Bribery is okay, guys. I mean, you wouldn't go to work if you weren't paid for it. And the payment is the bribery for you to do it. So I'm opposed to food bribery, mind you, but money bribery is fine, obviously within the confines of the law. But when we think about it, we go to work to get paid. We enjoy our job, so we do it and we take the pay. But at the end of the day, that is all the bribery. So there's no problem with getting our clients. Like I ask you, please share my podcast. Please tell others about my podcast. Please like and review and subscribe to my podcast, because that shares it. That means that it will come up in the rankings, just like we get you with your business. Once you've found your avatar, you've found your niche, you've found the gap in the market, you start promoting that, and then you start saying to your friends and your clients and your colleagues and everyone else, please share this. Where can I share this? Where is the best place to share this? And we find those places and spaces, and we share what we're doing, who we are, with that gap in the market that needs us. So I'm going to leave it there for today. Very short one, as I said, because I'm really beginning to lose my voice. But it was just to get you thinking, like, what is your gap? Where is your gap? Email me. Tell me what it is. Geraldine@mentoringwithgeraldine.biz. I reply to all my emails. So when you head in there to like and subscribe and leave a review, think about, who is my gap? What shall I ask Geraldine about that will help me find that gap? The people, not just the person, but the people that I'm looking for, and how would I do that? So I'm going to leave you there today. I hope you have an absolutely brilliant rest of day, and I look forward to catching up with you really soon. Thanks so much for joining me today. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast for the weekly episodes. If you'd like even more support and learning, then the Academy is for you. Here you'll find part 2 of the herbal discussions, more clinical learning, and case studies to support your clients in practice. Bye for now.